how do you determine like which task to delegate and which to keep for yourself?
It's been a learning process doing that as well. But I think if have a job, I always want to concentrate on one task that job can complete, and delegate that first, and have the person learn the overall business and all of the tasks that go into it. I feel like if I just give them one task, they learn that task, and they become masters at that task, they'll feel more involved in the company than if I just give them a lot of different things that they don't really know what the goal is, or when they complete the task. So it's really just like when we hired a leads person, we wanted to get a certain number of leads per day, and that was the first thing that we told them to do. And once they started doing that, we started building out more.
Welcome to Delegation Dialogues, the podcast where we dive into the world of business operations and explore the strategies that help companies thrive. Join your host, Regine Regencia, as she interviews business owners and professionals who share their insights on effective delegation, leadership, and growth. Let's get started.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Delegation Dialogues. I'm your host, Regine Regencia, President and CEO of Strategic Assistant Staffing. And today, I'm excited to welcome Nick Ordonez, the co-owner of Spread Good Squad and co-host of the Spread Good podcast. Nick is passionate about creating positive impact through the power of community and creativity, which shines through in his work at Spread Good Squad. They specialize in unique and inspiring products that aim to spread positivity. And I actually had the pleasure of connecting with Nick through his wife, Shell, who collaborates
Yeah.
and partners with us in the wedding and event department of SAS. And Nick also has experienced success in virtual staffing, having hired two VAs from SAS for video editing and lead generation. And I'm just really
Mhm.
thrilled for you to be here today. Welcome to the show. How are you today, Nick?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really good. Really excited to be on, and would love to talk about business, spread good, and the virtual staff that we have.
Awesome. And I've seen some posts of your family pictures for New Year, and I'm just really thrilled because I was like, oh, the clients that I'm working with are similar with me.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
taking care of the family and the kids.
Mhm. Kids, business. Yeah. We're all on the same boat trying to do the same things.
Awesome. Yeah. Great. And I do have some few questions for you today, Nick. You're right. We're going to be talking about business, entrepreneurship journey of yours and anything. Of course, yes, we're also going to talk about delegation. But yeah, I am curious. How can you or can you share with us today the journey of how Spread Good Squad came to be? Like, what motivated you to embark on this mission to spread positivity?
Yeah. So it's been kind of a long journey. Around 8, 9 years ago, I started a business called Jet Set. And when I started that business, I really wanted to make sure that we were donating to a really good cause. So I met the owner of a nonprofit called Campaign One at a Time. Um, that nonprofit makes dreams come true for kids battling cancer and other life threatening illnesses. So when we met, we really connected. We connected over a lot of things, whether it was business, wanting to do good, wanting to spread good. And when we met, I decided that my business, JetSet, would donate a portion of every sale to that nonprofit. A couple years later, around the pandemic, I decided I wanted to help even more, so I joined the nonprofit as a volunteer slash employee. And then over the past 4 or 5 years, working with a nonprofit, Spread Good Squad was made because we wanted to, one, make videos and content showing all the good things that Campaign One at a Time does, but also we wanted to make merch. So we wanted to make merch for the kids that we were fundraising for. We wanted to make merch for Campaign One at a Time. And eventually it grew into making merch for a ton of different organizations, a lot of different people all around the world raising money for whatever cause they have. So right now, we've kind of rebranded from Spread Good Squad to Spread Good Shop. So we still have
Oh,
the content is Spread Good Squad, the podcast, the funny things that we do, and then Spread Good Shop is where we make all of our merch, and that's where we've gotten a lot of help from you guys.
awesome. Wow. This is
Yeah.
actually the first time that I'm hearing the other stories, and I didn't even know that you've already rebranded the Spread Good shop.
Yeah.
But what I really love is it seems like you're really passionate with what you're doing because it's not just about business, but it's about the cause, which I think it's all about the purpose, that the reason why we're living. And
Yeah.
this is what I love doing with the business that I have as well, virtual staffing. It's because I can do what I'm passionate with. I can connect to people. I can connect, talk to people personally, which is um like not just really just working, but doing what I love
Mhm.
doing and the
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your story, Nick. And you, I know you're also doing a lot of things for your business, like being an entrepreneur and business owner yourself. But for those that are listening that are aspiring entrepreneurs, what were some pivotal lessons you learned in the early stages of building Spread Good shop now that
Yeah.
you believe would be beneficial for our listeners?
Um, I think some of the lessons that I've learned over the years with multiple businesses is if you really want it to become something that is a real business, you have to treat it like a real business. When I started my first business, it was more of a side job. I was making a lot of money doing other things. And then I started a business. And because I treated it like a hobby, it was making me money like a hobby. It was growing like a hobby. But once I started treating it like I really want this to be something bigger, I want to spend my time on it. I want my impact on this company to be bigger. That's when it started becoming a real business. So I think I've learned over the years, the more time you put into a business, just like the more time you put into working out or your family, the more reward you'll get out of it. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I've learned over the past couple of years.
Awesome. It's a great story. I was like, I'm listening to my own story too. Because I didn't even plan to have a business, the business that I'm doing now. I was just a regular virtual assistant myself working for a client. But
Mhm.
when Ryan came in, my business mentor, that's when I realized that I really have to put in all everything. Like what I did is I decided to let go of the personal clients that I'm working with and just really focus on who SAS is now. I know we're
Yeah,
still, I mean, we're far from where you are at as of the moment. We're still a startup, but I'm learning. And thank you. It's like I did the right thing because I only did that like last year. I only made that decision last year.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
it's like a
mean, it takes a while.
confirmation.
Yeah, it takes a while. You learn a lot, but I think as long as you're passionate about it, you're gonna make it happen. And like you said, we leave our other jobs, other things that are more comfortable, to pursue our business. So it can be hard, but as long as you have mentors and you talk to other people who are also in the same boat, it helps a lot. Like I said, when I first met the person who has the nonprofit, he was just starting at that time too. So he's my partner on Spread Good now, and we've grown a lot over the years, and we've learned a lot, and we continue to learn a lot. But it helps when you have other entrepreneurs and mentors to talk to.
Totally agree. That's why one of the purpose or reason why we're having the podcast is just really educate and tell those aspiring entrepreneurs or even just the same as where we are at now, like startup. For me, we're still at the
Mhm.
startup as of the moment, but just learning from the experiences of the others is already a big thing. Awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing your story, Nick. And yeah, I'm curious about your approach with Spread Good Squad or Spread Good Shop, to contribute in spreading positivity among your customers. And yeah, how does it really, help the community that you serve?
Um, well, I think it helps in a number of ways. It helps. Um, the biggest thing that we're doing right now is we're helping people who want to raise money and who want to raise money in a way that isn't just, hey, can you please donate to our cause? We did that a lot with our nonprofit, and we've learned that it isn't as rewarding as, hey, can you buy this shirt that supports my cause, and then a portion of that will go to the cause. So you're actually giving someone some value in helping you uh, fundraise for your cause. So right now we've gotten a lot of reviews, a lot of families that want to continue to work with us because it's been so much fun and they've raised money. And I think that's the biggest thing that we're trying to capitalize on and trying to ensure that our future holds is isn't we're not just making merch just to make money for everyone. It's fun and it's enjoyable, and we're doing it for a good cause.
Exactly. They're not
Yeah,
just buying just a simple shirt or merch. There's a purpose behind that. And I think everybody's really looking for a purpose. And that's the reason why they're buying, is because of that story and because of that goal, that purpose.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
And hats off. That's what I can say with
Thank you.
Spread Good Shop. I was only looking at your social like a while ago when Shell provided some information, some content,
Mhm.
which I wasn't really able to provide you, the one that you were asking. I hope that
Um,
I can still do that, but I was just inspired with the way that you're sending the messages through the content creation that you're doing, and I didn't even know that you have a podcast as well, so I started listening earlier. But
yeah, yeah.
what I really saw is the purpose behind, and I was like, wow. So these are actually the clients that I'm working with, and I was like, this is I'm just so proud, and I'm
Yeah,
getting to know each and everybody of you, which is really great.
yeah, it is great, and it's great when I mean, most of the people on Spread Good Shop and Spread Good Squad are Filipino too. We've helped people in the Philippines through the nonprofit, so it's great that we're helping each other.
Awesome. Yeah, it is. I'm only hearing of those today. And Nick, for sure there's some stories behind like what made you be into nonprofit and what made you really not just doing it for, for just for a cause, but I mean, you're not just doing it for business reason, but there's a cause for that. What really made you do that? Like is there like a moment or a story that made you really be committed to what you're doing now?
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really a moment, but my brother, he's Down syndrome. He's only 11 months older than I am, so we were born in the same year. We were basically treated as twins from a early age, and then when I was maybe 4 or 5, I started realizing he's different. And then throughout my childhood and into adulthood, it's always been important to me to help him and to help people like him. He's very different. He's developmentally disabled. He can't really speak. He can't really take care of himself. But my family and we've always taken care of him, and it always felt natural and regular. So when I got older, helping other people just felt the same. It felt like this was what I was meant to do. This is, it's more gratifying than just making money and spending it on things. So yeah, that was it wasn't a moment, but it was basically my whole life has been dedicated to helping people. So yeah, the first business that actually started was when I went to college. My mom started a home care business for other developmentally disabled right next door to our house, because my brother was missing me, so he wanted some new
Oh,
friends. So we sort of started a home care, and that's going on year 16 now. It's still there, and it's still a business that I help with. So yeah, it's just been, I guess, built into my whole life, is just been helping people and helping people through business.
wow. So it's really from the day that you were born. I've seen his
Yeah,
pictures and it was really awesome. Like just seeing how family is supporting each other and just you being there. He's so sweet. That's what I
yeah,
can
thank you.
say. I've seen the pictures that your kids are also there.
Yeah,
It was like, oh wow, I didn't even know this.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, experiences that personal experiences that we have is what makes us like see the problem or see the challenges and where we can actually help.
yeah.
um yeah, I can totally relate to your situation, but what happened last year is that my mother died because of a cancer. So sorry, I'm just sharing my personal experience as well, and I was able to care for her, like for her last, I would say, she was with me more than a month, and I was able to take care. So I was like, every time that you're talking and you're sharing your experiences, not just on the business side but on the personal side, I also have this
Mhm.
moment that hey, why shouldn't I care for those people as well who experience the same thing as me, who have
Yeah,
family member with the same as what happened with mine. And it was,
yeah,
I would say, the saddest, the hardest, and so far in my 31st year of being alive, that's the hardest, the most challenges situation that I've been. But I'm just
mhm.
really glad that she's with the Lord now. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's what's making me smile. But I'm really, really. I mean, I've seen his picture for your brother. I didn't know that he is older than you, though. But he's
Yeah,
really sweet.
yeah, he's my older brother, but I've always taken care of him. And yeah, like you were
You
talking
did.
about, just helping other people. What I learned through the nonprofit is sometimes just talking to people who are going
Oh,
through the same situations as you can help them. So, it's not always about we want to make 1,000 shirts for a kid, or we want to send a kid to Disney World, or we want to help 100 kids in the Philippines. Sometimes it ends up just being a conversation between myself and a mom, or myself and a
oh,
dad, about how things are, and just getting over it, and moving forward. So yeah, I think there's so many ways to help people. So we're just continuing to try to find our ways to help people.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know, every challenges there seems to be just blessing after that. Like that made me realize how grateful I am to be able to really grow a career just working from home. The reason is because if like years ago, if I'm still a call center agent, like working in the office, I won't be able to really care with my mother. Like I can't even
Mhm.
be absent for a day because that's how
Yeah.
demanding my work was. But I'm just grateful that I was able to transition already into virtual staffing. And that's the same thing with the clients that we work with. We're always grateful because of the opportunity that you're providing with virtual assistants like myself. That's because we can
Mhm.
take care of our family member. We can still, do the things that we want to be prioritized, especially our family. So that's the
Yeah.
biggest advantage of being a virtual assistant. And I can't just really explain or say it in words, but we're really grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah, actually had a few different virtual staff. We had some with the nonprofit, that are still working for the nonprofit. It's been like 7 to 10 years, and
Wow.
we've only close to them and talked to them, and even our new virtual staff through you guys. I've talked to them and really found out like how helpful this is for them. So that is yeah, it's a big thing that they're helping our business, but in reality, we're helping each other. So
Agree.
it's all a win-win.
Agree. This is really is a good conversation, Nick. I don't want to cry. I'm a crybaby, but good thing we just recently hired a new person in the operations who's more crybaby than me. but but going back to our topic, for sure our listeners are interested. Like for those that are looking to inspire to change in their own lives or businesses, what's the best way for them to connect with you or your team? Or just really
To
explore your products as well?
Yeah, they can go to spreadgoodshop.com. They can find us on all socials under Spread Shop or Spread Good Squad. Yeah, we're all over the internet. Our YouTube channel, Spread Good Squad, we're trying to grow that into the new year. So yeah, just follow us everywhere.
Yes, awesome. Spreading positivity is the goal, and I'm one of those who's receiving positivity as of the moment.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah,
much for today, Nick. And we're on the last segment of our podcast, wherein I'll be asking you some rapid fire questions, more about
okay,
really about your, I'd say, entrepreneurship journey, and then I also prepared some question about delegation dialogue since our podcast is called Delegation.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm just really picking up about your experience. Ready?
Yep.
Awesome. So, what's the one tool or app that you can't live without for running your businesses?
Google Sheets. I like to put everything on Google Sheets, um, because people can work on it at the same time. It's really easy for me to organize. I'm really good at Excel, so I like doing all the different formulas and building things out there.
Not so good with formula, but I love Excel in terms
Yeah,
of listing and a lot of things to do inside that. How about
yeah.
your go to productivity hack when you're feeling overwhelmed? Do you have one?
What was that? Sorry, what was that?
Yeah. What's your go to productivity hack when you're feeling overwhelmed?
I don't know. What do you mean? Like in if I'm overwhelmed in business?
Yeah, yeah. For me,
What is that?
with anything in life, business or personally, what really made me motivated, aside from coffee, is that I'm just gonna take a look at my kids, hug them, and I feel good. So that's what is my usual thing. How about you?
Yeah, yeah. I guess yeah, I didn't really understand the question, but yeah, it would be my kids, it would be my brother, my wife,
Um,
family. Really, just knowing that what I'm doing is creating a positive impact on the world and is helping us, live our lives. So yeah, family.
awesome. Great. Same with me.
Yeah.
With my
Yeah.
third question, what's your favorite project or product that embodies the mission of Spread Good Shop?
Um, my favorite product, it would be the spread good Filipino things that we've made, whether it's like
Ah,
this
yeah.
sweater or some of the shirts that we've made, just because a lot of people are buying them off of just seeing our videos and laughing
Yeah.
at our videos. So um, yeah, I really enjoy that. We don't really have to ask people to buy these or really tell them what it's about. They just know what it's about and they want to support Spread Good Squad.
Awesome. I've seen the Barkada. I don't know what it's called, but I want to buy
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. I'll give you a
Awesome.
discount code.
Oh, I've seen the 50% discount, if I'm not mistaken, like your
Yeah, yeah,
your year end 2024. Hopefully that's still
yeah,
available. I'm gonna
yeah. We
check that
can make it
out.
available.
Awesome. And yeah, I do have, just like what I said, I have some delegation questions as well for you. And
Yeah.
before you actually met SAS, or before you started like thinking about delegating those tasks that we mentioned earlier, how do you determine like which task to delegate and which to keep for yourself?
It's been a learning process doing that as well. But I think if have a job, I always want to concentrate on one task that job can complete, and delegate that first, and have the person learn the overall business and all of the tasks that go into it. I feel like if I just give them one task, they learn that task, and they become masters at that task. They'll feel more involved in the company than if I just give them a lot of different things that they don't really know what the goal is, or when they complete the task. So it's really just like when we hired a leads person, we wanted to get a certain number of leads per day, and that was the first thing that we told them to do. And once they started doing that, we started building out more.
Awesome. So just start with one. It's
Just
like I'm seeing my husband. My husband always says, I can't do multitask. So just tell our operations to do just one thing. I don't want them to be handling different department, things like that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
which I understand. It's just that me as a woman, as I don't know, I tend to always multitask. But
yeah,
that's just the thing that I'm used to do. But I get you.
yeah.
Awesome.
I think as an entrepreneur, you're always multitasking. When it was just our business with the owners, we were all doing a million different things. But once we
Yeah.
realized, hey, there's this one thing that we can just get help with, that took our business to the next level. So just hiring someone for very specific task, and then eventually evolving their job into more.
Awesome. That's a great
Yeah.
tip. And I'm hoping that
Mhm.
our listeners are already learning a lot.
Yeah.
For our next question, for sure you've already experienced this since you mentioned that you've also worked with other VAs for the other nonprofit company that you work with. But what's one delegation mistake that you see entrepreneurs make frequently?
I think it goes back to what we just talked about, is just giving someone
Yeah.
too much to do, too much to handle. And then I think when you do that, they don't really know how they're helping the business. I think it's very important for me and for everyone that I hire, for them to know, like, even if it's just, you're just doing leads, how that translates into helping the overall business, how that translates into helping the design person, the production team. So yeah, I just really think if you give someone too much and they don't know really where their place is in your company and how they're helping you succeed, um, it won't be as successful.
Which I totally agree. Like even the little things, or n- whoever it is that's working for you, we understand because of course we're the business owners. We know the why of the business. We know the purpose. But it's on us to really educate and, let everybody know in our operations team about that why in the business. And that's on us. And thank you for that
Yeah,
tip.
yeah.
And yeah, exactly. And I have one last question for you. If you could delegate any one task in your life forever, what would it be?
Laundry, doing the laundry.
Ah, you hate doing that for sure.
Uh, it's a lot now with three kids. It's a lot of laundry every week. So yeah, just doing the laundry, maybe folding. Folding would be folding the laundry. Yeah.
I only have two kids, but we also have our two brothers at home. So I totally get you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you so much for today, Nick. And I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you for saying yes to our episode today. And for sure, everybody learns. And thank you for sharing your insights on spreading positivity and the impacts of creativity in your business. That's one thing. And another thing that I really got, like my aha moment for today, is what's the purpose? And not just really be doing business, but the purpose behind that. And you did two things all at the same time, which is really
Yeah.
awesome. And yeah, thanks again, Nick. And to all of our listeners for tuning in to this episode of Delegation Dialogue, thank you. Until next time, remember to keep delegating and keep thriving. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Delegation Dialogues. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights into optimizing your business operations. If you are looking for expert virtual staffing solutions to support your business, visit Strategic Assistant Staffing at strategic-assistant.com. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. See you next time.